Hello, this is Jenny Clark with Solvability, and today's session on What's Up with Mitch is what do we have to submit to the SBA on our financials? So, What's Up with Mitch is really talking about things that Mitch might have called me about. He's a client in federal contracting and he wants to do things right. He wants to make sure he's got profit coming in. He needs to make sure his company stays on track, that growth is steady and consistent. So, Mitch is just kind of my made up guy that we talk about these issues. So Mitch is a small business in federal contracting, but he as a CEO is very much the bottom line thing. He doesn't want all the details. He always says to me, Jenny, I just want it all to work. Tell me what I need to do. So Mitch's first question related to what do we have to submit to the SBA is, do we have to use their forms or do we submit our own? Well, SBA has certain requirements that you might have to submit, and this is more specific to contractors that are in the 8A program where they have to do annual reporting. You need to talk to your business operations specialist and find out what needs to happen, what you do need to submit. But usually you're submitting it on your own forms. You're taking information that you produce as a general part of your business and you're submitting that. Can we use our internal financial statements? Do we have to pay for a CPA review or an audit? Initially, you can probably use your own internal financial statements. As you grow, you might be asked to have a CPA review. What a review is they'll take a look at some of the numbers. It's not a full-blown audit, but they'll do a review and they'll actually issue a letter that says we, basically agree with these financial statements. An audit is where you paid a CPA firm to actually come in and test transactions. They'll write an audit report. They'll go through a formal process. They'll issue an audit letter, an audit report. That audit report will usually have your balance sheet, your income statement, your statement of cash flows, and some other reports talking about specifically what their findings were. And it's an investment. You might need to use that for other reasons. So decide at what point, from a size standpoint, you feel like you need to have a CPA audit because you need to put in your budget. Mitch's next question is, why don't we have last year's statements done by now? This is one of the top frustrations when I talk to federal contractors about, here it is August and we don't have our tax returns done. What's holding it up? Well, maybe they had an audit and the audit is the person preparing the tax returns is waiting for the audit to be complete before they do the tax returns because they don't want to do the tax returns on something that's not final because it will just have to be done over. And so you need to set expectations with your CPA firm, your company that's working with you on that. And you also need to have expectations set for yourself. What is your timeline? You really don't have a CPA audit done in January because you've just closed the year, December, and you kind of want to run your own internal process to make sure you've got a good month-end close, year-end close, that everything is accurate before you bring in auditors to check it, because otherwise it's just like having somebody come do a quality assurance check when you haven't finished getting the product ready to ship. What does our tax return have to do with this? Well, it really ends up being all of your financial information kind of grouped together at once, and having your tax return prepared, having the payroll taxes that you paid, that kind of stuff is external documentation or external backup confirming that your internal financial statements are correct. And so it's really just a completion step that says this is no longer a draft stage. It's correct enough that we actually did our tax returns. How do we know what we're submitting is right? Well, that's an excellent question too. And the first year that you submit your financials to SBA, you probably want to find out what they need and how they wanted it prepared. Take notes, know what's going on so that you're using a standard format every year. And what you may want to do is once a quarter, update those so you can take a look at it, make sure that you feel like you know where you are financially so you could have discussion with your SBA representative and make sure everything's okay. You don't want to get to the end of the year and have a surprise. So you should be doing monthly financial statement reviews, maybe once a quarter, update the one that you send to SBA because if you're having a bad quarter, you want to make sure that it's going to be better next quarter, so it'll average out. And you want to be thinking about, what am I doing to keep this company on track? And could I be doing something more? Do we even have to submit financials? My thinking is, if you're not in the 8A program, you probably don't need to. But I don't have all the answers on that, so I'm sure I'll hear about that. Mitch is unstoppable. Are you unstoppable? You know where you want to go. Solvability can help you get there with the cost and pricing intelligence you need to accelerate and scale your business. Most of our clients get started with our free wrap rate calculator. You can download that at our website, solvability.com. That's S as in Sam, OLV as in Victor, and the word ability.com. Or, if you've got something more urgent, you might need our other services from us at Solvability. Fastest way to get me is to text me at area code 256-882-6276, and let's set up a phone call and see what you need and talk about how we might work together.